Andersen reached out to MachMotion to upgrade their CR Onsrud dual table router. After discussing the scope of work with their sales engineer, Andersen knew the MachMotion 2000 series control was the solution to their controller issues.
My name is Reinier Santana. I work for Andersen Windows and Doors, and I'm the controls engineer.
With a little assistance from their machine team to make motor mounts, Andersen was able to get all the motors, old cables, and sensors on their own and successfully complete the self-install.
The machine was around 10-15 years old, so we were having a lot of downtime, a lot of issues with the machine that would break and take a lot of time to fix it.
MachMotion's technician trained Andersen, and from there, they were easily able to take what they learned to train the maintenance team and operators.
I did run it a lot in the old system, so a lot of the mechanics were very, very similar. This new program just presented it in a much more simpler way and easier to understand.
Once completed, MachMotion sent a technician to verify the installation and answer any questions they had about the new control on their CR Onsrud router. When they encountered a problem connecting their safety mats to their new controller on their own, they were able to rely on MachMotion's expert remote support team to walk them through the process.
We are able to make more doors, and probably more doors than what we were before. We have to wait for one router to finish what it's going to do with that order, so we can split the load and then get more doors done before.
Well, the order system was actually quite annoying because you had this tiny little screen about that big and everything, and there were so many different menus and stuff like there you had to cycle through. And one of the big problems is that on the old system, the start job and the delete job button were side by side, and we've seen people accidentally hit the wrong one. So getting rid of the start and delete is a great idea, but like I say, with the new system, you got obviously a much bigger screen, and it's not only that, but it's touch screen, which is always nice. Because like I say, the old one was like a little screen about like that, and you had to cycle through like a whole bunch of different menus. And with the way that they've got it set up to where you change programs, that's also a huge improvement, because prior to that, like right now I'm running canine doors, and we have 4 different sizes of doors, and in the old system there was just one program, and that was the dog doors. So in order to get the measurements right, you had to put in a bunch of extra different pieces right there, but now that they've got them at their own programs and their own start locations, you don't have to put in a bunch of extra pieces to kind of create a shim. You could just put the door on there so you don't have any additional things to worry about, so fewer variables and fewer things to have to explain to a new operator.
Upgrading the controls on their CR Onsrud dual table router allowed Andersen to increase their production capacity and make more doors than ever before. Andersen Windows and Doors was very happy with their MachMotion upgrade and had plans to upgrade more routers in the future.